a few minutes, couple seconds, a minute or two for people to get in. People to slide on in. I need to haul ass, man. I'm late, or I'm about to be late. I'm about to be late. I got 10 minutes to get 15 minutes away. I guess we about to boost this bitch. Goodness gracious, we about to boost it. About to have to go ahead redline. Forget I need to go quick. Oh man. Anyway, what's up, though? What's up, Brandon? Oh, it's possible. Once I get to the Beltway, I'm out. Man. Anyway, guys, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. My name is Cannon Hotep. I'm back at it again. If you're new, consider hitting that like button and that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Yo, let's just get to it, cause I gotta get up. I gotta haul ass. What's going on, Michelle? Appreciate you. What's up, Steph? Yo, what is going on? Like, the skies are falling. So the two high-profile crashes that we've had in the last few days is the DC at the Reagan National Airport between the Black Hawk helicopter and a American Airlines flight. Black Hawk helicopter runs clean. What? These. I swear, yo, we gotta get some better. Here we go with this shit. Come on, nigga. I get it, you homeless, but you being a dickhead. I need to fix these lights. These lights been down since last night. Let me go ahead and just turn on the fucking paddles. So we had the Apache helicopter just straight run through an American Airlines flight, no survivors. 67 people in total died in that crash. And there's still more questions than answers with that situation. Fast forward to last night, around 6:12 p.m., a Learjet falls out of the sky and crashes in a mall parking lot in Philly, in Northeast Philly. I need these people to be a little. Don't go there. Let me just go ahead and hit it. There we go. I gotta go. These people's out here Sunday driving. Anyway, guys, you might see me get a little reckless today. So we got a Learjet that falls out of the sky, okay, in Philadelphia. It hits like a heat-seeking missile into the ground. Boom, explodes. Multiple casualties. I saw a man walking around on fire on somebody's Instagram feed, which was wild. Okay. So the initial reports with that was that this plane took off at 6:07. This plane took off at 6:07, and the first calls for emergency response for the crash was at 6:12. So this plane had literally just taken off and just dropped out of the sky. What's up? Shout out to Kay, because Kay brought it to my attention, right? Kay brought it to my attention. The article she sent me was a little, the article was correct. It's just the date on the article was killing me, right? So she sends me an article. The date on the article was dated for today. It says last updated February 1st. I'm like, what? I guess January 31st. So I had to go look, it wasn't somebody tripping or somebody trying to, spark, gaslight. Not saying Kay was gaslight, because Kay definitely wasn't gaslighting, and Kay don't be missing. When she sends something that's correct. Sure enough, plane crashes in Philadelphia. So when you listen to the initial reports from the FAA, right? Listen to the initial reports from the FAA, they say that there were two passengers on board this plane. There were just 2 people on the plane. The plane crashes, boom. Multiple casualties. Is alleged that the plane hits houses and some cars, and some people were injured in the crash or died in the crash. I don't think we really got a number yet. And then a few hours later, I'm gonna say like around 9 or 10 o'clock, we start to get reports. That this was a medevac plane. They called it like an air ambulance, and it had a pediatric patient on it. 2 doctors and I think it was 2 flight crew. So a total of it was, and I think maybe like a one of the parents or a relative of the patient. So it was 6 people on this plane that crashed. Now nobody really knows what the hell is going on or why this plane crashed yet. I mean, when you see the videos, there are videos all over the place. This plane just dropped out of the sky. It just dropped out of the sky. Right? Now, this is the thing. There have been like 7 other plane crashes this week that nobody's talking about. That's a dope ass Supra. There's been several other plane crashes that nobody's talking about this week. And I'm starting to wonder, are we under attack? Are we under attack? I need to know what's going on. Right? Now let's circle back to the plane crash that happened at Reagan National. This Apache helicopter. Okay, is it Apache? Black Hawk, that's an Apache. This Black Hawk helicopter was flying 150 feet above I guess the standard operating height it was supposed to be flying at when it's in that particular area. So the Black Hawk is supposed to be flying at 200 feet, right? And I'm assuming they want to fly at 200 feet in a certain area because you got planes landing and planes taking off. So they're supposed to be at 200 feet in a specific area around that airport. This helicopter was at 300 feet. We know it was at 300 feet because the plane said it was at 300 feet when it collided with the helicopter. Now, I thought it was a freak accident, maybe. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, why are you doing? I thought like I woke up that morning and I heard, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Helicopter crash to an airplane, that's wild. Until the press conference happened. I played this on the channel on Thursday night. One of the guys in the press conference is asked, did the airplane know that the helicopter was in the vicinity? The guy pauses for a minute and goes, we'll say that the helicopter was aware of the airplane. He said the helicopter was aware of the airplane. Fast forward to some audio that came out from the FAA. The Black Hawk pilot acknowledged, again, the Black Hawk pilot acknowledged, damn, that's the only thing about this car. If you low on gas, the car doesn't want to boost when you're low on, like, when you got to go to the gas station. Like, I got gas in the car, but I need to stop at the gas station, but it's like a fail-safe. It won't let me hit boost for some reason because I need gas. It's annoying. I need to get that shit tuned out. I thought I got it tuned out. You know what I mean? It's a good fail-safe, but I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? I need this power. I need this horsepower right now. Anyway, so he says that the helicopter was aware of the fucking airplane. So I'm like, okay, let me get this right. So you're saying that the helicopter was aware of the airplane. How the fuck did the helicopter hit the airplane? Then we hear the audio from the FAA. The FAA, the air traffic control personnel, pilot, dispatcher, or whoever it is, air traffic control officer, asked the Black Hawk pilot, do you have visual on the plane it hit, right? Do you have visual on this plane? The helicopter pilot says, affirmative, requesting visual separation. And I guess so according to the explanation on that, visual separation is the military helicopter pilot accepting responsibility to visually keep an eye on this plane, and if anything happens, it's on them, right? It's on the pilot. I'm assuming this gave pause to the air traffic control officer, because they ask again, do you still have eyes on this plane? The helicopter pilot says yes. We request visual separation. Again, acknowledging they see the plane, and we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it pushing, right? So, and if I'm not mistaken, the air traffic controller said it a third time, and again the pilot said yes, requesting visual separation. Now, some of the excuses that I heard was, it could have been looking at the plane that was taken off, and not the plane that was right in front of it. Which is, now that I think about it, it makes no fucking sense to me, because like, if you got this Apache helicopter who's saying that they acknowledge, the airplane, how the hell can it be acknowledging a plane that hasn't left the tarmac yet, right? Because when you watch the video, the plane that they're saying that they think that the Black Hawk pilot was monitoring was the one that was taken off in the air. I'm like, what? That don't even make sense. That plane was still grounded technically, or it was getting ready to. It was taxiing the runway and getting ready to take off. So how could he be saying that he's aware of a plane that hasn't even hit the fucking sky yet? So that don't make no sense to me. Two, this is supposed to be they said it's a routine training exercise. And anytime something's a routine training exercise, it ain't. All right? Usually the routine training exercise, like, oh shit, what do we tell the people right now? And when they say routine training exercise, that's them trying to buy them some time so they can figure out what their official story is going to be. Now, okay, let's just say it was a routine training thing. They do this shit all the time. If you know you're supposed to be at 200 feet because there's a lot of air traffic happening, why are you at 300 feet, right? Some people are like, well, depth perception, and if they had night vision on, they probably couldn't tell where they were. I'm like, bullshit. Kiss my ass on that. That's one of the most sophisticated helicopters in the world. This is with what was supposed to be one of the most experienced crews in the military, okay, in that area or whatever. Not to mention, the helicopter has an altitude meter on it. So you ain't got to eyeball the shit. You just got to look at your altitude meter and see that, oh shit, we have 300 feet. Drop down to 200 feet. Now, some people are trying to put it on the air traffic control officer, saying that air traffic control should have told them to drop to 200 feet, right? But if they're requesting visual separation, that means that the military is doing some shit, and they're taking full responsibility. So if they're requesting visual separation, then the air traffic control agent or officer shouldn't have to tell them, hey, yo, drop down to 200 feet. My question is this, okay? What was on that airplane? Okay, what was on that airplane? Who was on that airplane? Okay, and I ask this for this reason. The helicopter looked like it intentionally hit the airplane. The helicopter looked like it intentionally hit the airplane. Okay. Was there something on board that plane that wasn't supposed to make it to a land? Was there something on that airplane that wasn't supposed to make it to the runway? Or was it like a biological agent? Was it a person? Was it a bomb? Like, what was on that? You know, were these pilots sacrificed to stop that plane from landing? Did the pilots ever have control of the plane? You know what I mean? Like, did the pilots ever have control of that helicopter? Because you guys got to understand that Apache helicopter, that particular, I keep saying Apache, that Black Hawk, that particular Black Hawk, DARPA, and I forgot the other company who did who made the technology along with DARPA. That plane, some of those helicopters can be remote controlled. Was that one of the helicopters that's able to be remote controlled? Right? Did somebody take over the controls and send that helicopter into that plane? And then they said, and I got to look this up because I mean I've just been hearing it and I don't know if it's the truth or not. You know what I mean? So take it with a grain of salt. They're saying that PAT standing for PAT or PAT 25 was the call sign for the Black Hawk. They're saying it stands for Priority Air Transport. Priority Air Transport. Was somebody? I mean, like, what were they transport? Was it anything on the helicopter that they were transporting, and they were just in a rush to get it done? Then you have allegedly the origins of that particular Black Hawk. Again, take this with a grain of salt. The origins of this particular Black Hawk was allegedly coming from a Saudi embassy. Like, there's no reason for that helicopter to have hit that plane. A helicopter is highly maneuverable, especially the Black Hawk. It can hover, it can bank. A plane can't bank. I mean, a fighter jet maybe, but like a passenger plane can't fucking bank like a helicopter. It can't drop and hover and ascend as fast as a helicopter can. They said they had visual on the plane 3 times, and they stayed the course. They never slowed up. They never tried to veer. They ran clean into that plane. Why? Was there a rogue pilot on that plane? Because let's not forget, I brought this up already, in Louisiana, the guy, ex-military, runs a truck into a bunch of people on Bourbon Street. A few hours later, guy blows himself up in the Tesla truck who was Green Beret outside of Trump Tower. A few days later, we found out there's a guy that was selling information that was in the military, selling information to Russia or China. Then we have this incident that happened in DC. And we still don't have answers. We still don't know what was on that black box. I don't really care that much. Well, no, I can't even say I don't. No. I can't say I don't care that much of the black box on the passenger plane because we do need to hear what was on there, right? Maybe there is some information on that, but I really want to hear the black box from that Black Hawk. We'll never hear that. We'll never hear that that audio from that fucking Black Hawk. They're gonna let this shit get swept under the rug. They'll do a memorial. The airline or the United States government, one of them are going to pay these families out handsomely. Now there was reports that there were a bunch of Russians on that plane, but they were going to see like Nancy Kerrigan, some famous figure skater from back in the 90s. Russians love figure skating, so I don't know if that has to do with anything. Where there's some big oligarch that they needed to take out. I mean, y'all couldn't wait for him to get on the ground and like fucking stick him with a fucking heart attack dart or some shit. Like, I don't know. It's just a lot of questions, right? And I hope we get some answers, but I doubt we do. Then we fast forward to last night. A Learjet drops out of the sky, carrying a pediatric patient, a couple of doctors, the flight crew, and a family member. Fucking hits like a missile into Philly. Hits like a missile into the middle of Philly, into like a mall, shopping center. We have no answers for that. That shit just dropped out of the sky the minute it took off. And we don't know what happened. Guys, I'm just gonna tell you guys, look, I say all this shit to say keep your head on the swivel. Keep your head on the swivel, guys. Get low. I don't know what's going on. Season 4 of America is fucking off to a crazy start. And it's going to get much crazier. I mean, I don't know if this is the last situation that's going to happen. There's another fucking. I don't even know why these lights are out. So I don't. Whatever. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if like somebody's hacking like systems and just causing them to go down. See, that's my concern, right? Because like I said, there were 7. I'm gonna say it again. There were 7 plane crashes this week. We're only talking about 2. Is there somebody out here doing some cyber terrorism and they're hacking these instruments on these planes or whatever? Because we did find out that the fucking the bridge collapse in Baltimore, that was because of a fucking cyber attack on the ship. Is somebody fucking with the instruments? Is somebody hacking these planes and these aircrafts and causing them to do some crazy shit like falling out of the sky in the populated areas, or to run into other passenger planes? I think the military, I think the government knows a lot more than they're telling us. And I think we're in for some shit, man. I'm just going to put it like that. I think we're in for it, y'all. I mean, get low, people. Get low. I don't know what else to tell you. That's what we know about both of these crashes. And it leaves a lot of questions. I don't know what kind of answers we're going to get on this Philadelphia crash. I hope the black box survived that explosion, because that shit blew up. I mean, if you watch the video, I know that all of you guys watched that video. It's all over social media. That plane hit like a missile. It was nothing left. Yeah, he's still trying to switch people over to Real ID. I was forced to get Real ID. I got that. But it's crazy, yo. I don't know, yo. It looked like a missile, right, Chris? I mean, I was sitting there. I was trying to slow it down because I just wanted to make sure it wasn't. I mean, but you had other angles where you just seen the plane just like just arc and I mean, it hit hard, boom, and it just blew completely up. Like, I don't know. Like, those black boxes are supposed to tell us everything we need to know prior to the crash or whatever happens. They saying they can't find American. I think they recovered both black boxes now from the American airline and the Black Hawk helicopter. I think they always had them. I think it's the first thing they went for when they went out there to do their rescue. They just needed time to sanitize it, right? I think they always had it. Yeah, the jet had a curve when it crashed. I just like when I saw the other, you saw it like it arced, and then I was like, holy smokes. So I mean, I hope that the black box survived that on that Learjet, because we need to know what happened. Were they in distress? Did the pilot like pass out or have some kind of medical event on that plane? That plane crashed as soon as it took off. Like I said, that Learjet that crashed in Philly, it just took off at 6:07 p.m. and at 6:12 was the first calls for emergency assistance because of the crash. They said that plane was at 1,600 feet and just dropped out of the sky. Yeah, so that's what we just said, though, right? So I seen that CNN had some like report prior to the crash, right? But then, like I just said, Kay, she hit me up on IG, like, "Hey, yo, you see this?" So I click on the article she sent me. That article for the crash that happened last night. The article was excuse me. The article was post dated for today. I had to show my cousins. I'm like, yo, this shit happened today. Because it gave me pause. I'm like, and I told Kay, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I said, but do you see the date on that article you sent me? It said February 1st, 2025. I'm like, why this article got Why this article got the date for tomorrow? Hey, this is wild. Then I had to go online. I'm like, oh shit, no, it actually was a plane crash today, like a few minutes, like 2 hours ago. I think she sent it to me around 8. I'm like, yo, it was a plane crash like 2 hours ago or 7. I think she sent me around 7. So I was like, it's a plane crash like an hour ago. Why they got this? Why they got this post dated for today or for tomorrow? I don't know, yo. I don't know. All I'm gonna tell y'all is this, right? Get low, get low. Apparently, there were Mexican nationals that just received medical care here in the U.S. and were heading back. I did notice that. Seen that also. That that plane was by way of Mexico. It was a Mexican plane. I did see that. Who was on that? Who was on that plane, yo? Whose kid was that? And if that was somebody's kid that was important out of Mexico, right? Who was the other person on the plane? Who was the guardian or the parent on the plane with the kid that somebody wanted gone? I'm just saying, I don't know, yo. This is the other crazy part. It's a movie out, which is a terrible movie, a terrible movie. Flight Risk with Mark Wahlberg, but it kind of gave it like just reading that, it's like the premise of that movie was kind of the same. There was a witness on the plane that needed to be killed, and he sent the pilot to do it. They were going to Tijuana. Yeah, we never hear anything unless Trump speak out. Now, what I will say about Trump, yo, he got to stop the DEI talk. Just stop. Just leave it alone, Trump. Just leave it. I'm not saying that you ain't telling the truth because we already know FAA on that nonsense. We already know how it is. We get it. We got you. But I don't think that's the time or the place to do it for real. You know what I mean? Especially because that wasn't the FAA fault what happened in Reagan. It wasn't the FAA's fault. It wasn't air traffic control's fault. That was solely on the military. My question is this. So I heard a military, she was an ex-fighter, ex-helicopter pilot in the Army. She said usually there's 4 personnel on a Black Hawk. There's the 2 pilots, and you got 1 person on each side of the plane in the rear, like by the doors, to keep an eye out for other for blind spots. Keep an eye on the blind spots that the pilots can't see. There were only 3 people on that plane, on that helicopter. My question is this. My question is this. Did you have 2 people on that rear, right? And one co-pilot, and then somebody else was had control of the chopper on the ground? Were there 4, but it's just one person was on the ground, remote control? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, but the sad part is we might not get to know. Now, we got a lot of good internet sleuths. I'm going to tell you that. Elbow said they're going to give $750 to the families. Yo, that'd be brutal, yo. But yeah, it is. It's just fueling the race war. We get it, Trump. You right about the DEI shit. We got you. But it's a time and a place to talk about it. But he was pissed. He was fucking pissed. Trump don't even believe the official narrative that the military gave the people. Trump like bullshit. He tweeted it. He was or put it on Truth like the chopper's supposed to be at 200 feet. It was at 150. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Like he does. Like, and even when you watch the press conference, he don't believe the story. He's like, yo, it ain't no way. Sorry, I don't believe that it just happened. Guys, I'm telling you, this is what you call order through chaos. This is order through chaos, guys. I just want you to know that. And out of this is going to come some crazy Hegelian dialectic. I promise you. And the crazy thing is you're going to have these plane crashes take over the news cycle for the weekend. So while these plane crashes are taking over the news cycle for the weekend, I implore you guys, pay attention to the rest of the news that they're deviating from. Because I promise you, this is one of those left hand not telling the right hand what's going on. This is one of these tail wagging the dog type scenarios that I be talking about. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for y'all. I gotta get in this. I gotta get here and teach my class. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Share the stream. Let people know we live. You catching the replay? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the topic at hand. What do you think's going on in our skies with our aircraft? What y'all think's going on? Anyway, guys, until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying, be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss, and stay safe out there, people. All right. The sky's falling. Hit that like button on the way out. I'll holler at you.